really great. Well, good morning, everybody. This is the Real Estate Backstory. We do this every Monday morning, kind of start off your week with what's coming, what's going, the things happening in the real estate world. And so my name's Alan Richardson. I'm the managing broker here at Max One Realtor Rental Partners.
My name is Ming Richardson, the compliance broker for Maximum One Realty and Realtor Partners.
We kind of want to start off today talking about a little bit about feelings of realtors. So the National Association of Realtors, they went out and every month they poll what's happening, or but they poll realtors actually. And so what kind of happened is, or what I want to share with you is that realtors are feeling kind of pessimistic at the moment. And so overall, over the next 3 months, we have a large segment of realtors looking at less buyer activity in the next 3 months. And I think that is a huge mistake for a couple of reasons. One is, we are almost into December, right? And so is December always an off month for us? It is, mainly because we lose 2 weeks of marketing in there between Christmas and New Year's, that kind of stuff. We just came off Thanksgiving week. But, we immediately jump into January. We jump in January 1 start, like the engine starts churning come January 1. And if you as a realtor, your outlook is, look, buyer activity for the next 3 months is going to be down. That's so wrong right now, right? Especially like the relationships that you're engaging with now, the folks that you're talking to now, that's what's going to fuel you for the next 3 months. And we do come out of the gate normally with our tails on fire starting January. Plus, we're seeing rates continuing to decline right now. So please, if you're feeling down, like check yourself. Look at the data that we're seeing. I don't see any reason why we would be looking at some of the lowest buyer activity over the next 3 months. It just doesn't make sense. And so please, keep your optimistic hat on here, kind of thing, and really like focus on relationships right now.
What you're trying to say too is that kind of like lottery. If you don't play, you won't win. So play with your clients and build a relationship with them, and that will bring fruition to your next coming few months.
Okay.
Because real estate, it is a relationship business. So if you don't develop them, you definitely will not.
But don't go play lottery.
Yeah, don't play lottery.
Yeah. All right. So there's a recent study out there that talked about why buyers are getting pre-approved for both new construction as well as total buyers. And sometimes we have buyers that just aren't really thinking ahead. And so like the top 3 reasons why buyers get pre-approved, first of all, is to know their budget, right? And as a realtor, it's so important that we are doing that with our clients, because first of all, if they go and look at a house and think that they can afford it, then find out later on that they can't, every house they look at from that point forward will not do.
It'll be a disappointment.
Right. The other one is to be ready to make an offer when I'm ready to make an offer. You don't want to have to, I wish we could make an offer, but I haven't started the loan process. I don't know who to talk to, that kind of stuff. And so like when you add up 50% to make an offer at a moment's notice, another 37% because they wanted to pre-build in order to make an offer. Like you've got to be getting ahead.
I think we did a great job during pandemic educating our client about pre-approval, not pre-qualification, but pre-approval of a loan. So that a way that, at a moment notice, a client can make an offer when they find a hot home that they just can't live without. So, and that's, the reality of things. So,
well, but the good news is that rates came down again. So we're at our 4th week in a row where rates are coming down. And so we're starting to see a really positive trend, which makes me really, really happy. In addition to that, mortgage application activity is at its highest level in 6 weeks. So even though you might be feeling pessimistic, look, your buyers are ready to buy.
And the thing is, I saw more traffic this weekend, and also appointment coming up this week, than I have for the last probably week and a half.
There's so much pressure that's on interest rates, and when they start coming down, we have to be ready to respond. It's a good. I know we're heading into the holidays here. We're right in the middle of the holidays, but like there's activity going on now. I want to show you what's happened with single family rents over the last year. And so you can see that, when the pandemic started, rents went through the roof and really, really shot up. But then since then, rents are actually back down pre-pandemic or right at the same level, right? And so they have really, really, it doesn't matter if you're talking high, top of the market, bottom of the market, all the rents have really come down significantly. And the reason I want to point that out is because at the same time, the consumer price index, inflation. Our inflation data is based on a rolling rent number. Like rent takes up one of the biggest segments, biggest pieces of inflation. And on the way that they track that data, it's based on a 12-month trend. It's not based on where rents are right now. And where rents are right now is really significantly low. And so, like, even though we saw that the inflation has been coming down, overall they're showing that where the overall CPI is at 3.1%. If you based it on where rents really are today, that puts it at 1.3%, which is really where we want it to be. Same thing kind of goes with core inflation, like where it stands with the way that they track rents, it's 4.9. But if you factor in where rents really are, that's 1.5%. And so what we're seeing is at the same time, all signs is that we are going into a gradual economic slowdown. And that's actually really good for us. I know it sounds bad to be like, oh, we're looking at an economic slowdown, but what we're not looking at is an economic crash. And for years now, we've been talking about a soft landing, and it really is looking like where we're heading into. We are seeing where, some economic activity is slowing down, but it's not stopping, kind of thing. And so, but all that is based on inflation, and the lower that inflation goes, the better interest rates are, the more buyers are going to come into the market, the more activity we have going on. So please, like even if you see something that says, gradual economic slowdown, be very optimistic about that. That's a great thing. We're not going, like the dump, the economy's been running kind of like a dumpster fire. It's just been going out of control. So they're just trying to slow it down a little bit.
Not only that, this, a lot of people think, once again, foreclosures. With a economic slowdown, it actually helped not create that frenzy. So understand that we may have some over what was during pandemic, but that is not a sign of
seeing anything like
the
that.
Sky is falling.
Well, and even though there may be a slowdown on economic activity, understand that residential real estate is based on supply versus demand, and we're
still increasing.
Yeah, property values are still up about 4.6% nationally, about 5.5% here in Georgia. And so we have, properties are still increasing in value, and that's a really like that's a safe thing, and it's a very comforting statement to make to your buyers. Some folks will be like, well, why would that be good? Well, no one wants to buy a house and feel like it's losing money.
Correct.
No one wants to see the value of their asset go down. And so that's a really safe place and smart place for us to be. Now, in addition to that, our new listings of homes are up. We're up 5% year over year. And so we've been seeing where this number has been steady increasing. Now, we're not where we want it to be, but seeing increased inventory, seeing that interest rates are coming down, these are really great things we have going on for us right now. At the same time, new construction starts are up. Both single family and multifamily both have seen an increase in housing starts, which we really need. And we're going to talk a lot about new construction here in just a minute. So overall, active listings for homes are still down 7% year over year. But that number is really starting. You can see where our trend is increasing. That's a really positive trend. Now, that being said, don't think that it means that inventory is back to where it was. And see, you see that overall total inventory in the United States back in 2019, pre-COVID, was about 877,000 houses. And right now we have about 577,000 houses. And it was still a seller's market back in 2019. So understand that our inventory levels, while we are seeing improvements, this is where we're going into a much more balanced market, which is great for everybody, kind of thing.
Both buyer and sellers.
But at the same time, don't think that we're there yet, right? It's just not happening. What we are seeing is good inventory, and I'm sorry, improving inventory, but also uh, more pending sales. Our pending sales are trending up, kind of thing. And so, seeing that we're trending, our pending sales are going, that's a really positive thing as well. Like if you look at, this is total pending contracts in the United States. You can see that in the next month or so, we're going to be up over last year. And all of a sudden, the news narrative will really change. Instead of it being, oh, pending sales are down, total sales are down. We're going to start beating last year here really soon. And as interest rates continue to soften and moderate, we're going to really start blowing that number out. So again, when we started off talking about don't be negative, like this is why we're not negative about the market and what's really going on. Multifamily continues to remain the top sector in as far as overall investors are looking. Industrial is still a heavy sector out there, but multifamily remains the big dog. It's where a lot of investors are keeping their money, and we have seen where rents have really tapered off. And I showed this slide earlier, but like what you're seeing right now is actually multifamily rents are actually holding better than single family rents, which is really rather interesting. But the reason that is because at the same time, multifamily is also offering a lot more concessions. Like Atlanta has like the 5th highest increase in year-over-year concessions, and actually 44% of listings are now offering concessions in the Atlanta area. Now, some folks will be like, well, why would you talk about rent and that kind of stuff? Look, the better the lower rents are, the better people can save money for a down payment. I don't feel like we compete with rental listings, and we don't compete with properties that are rented, because everyone wants to buy a home, and so the better that rents are, the more that they can save so that they can buy their own home at that point. We want to change gears now, though, and we want to talk about some new studies about what's going on in the new construction market. And our new construction buyers are I'm not going to say they're new, they're unique. And we need to understand that, because the new construction market is one of those segments where we find that the agents who are competent at new construction, understand new construction, are doing a lot of really good business right now because
Absolutely.
they're able to help their clients. And so overall, right now, our new construction buyers are younger. And we found that to be a little bit of a like I was expecting more older buyers, and what we're finding is that our newer buyers are making up a higher percentage. Now, part of this is what our builders are building, because right now a lot of our builders are building a lot of townhomes, so we're seeing where those townhomes fit in good, and I'll show you the data, and so that's really that's a great place for our younger buyers to be. But still, overall, new construction is still appealing kind of across the board. Now, where is it happening? Well, in the South, there's more new construction in the South than anywhere else. Matter of fact, almost 2/3 of 57% of all new construction buyers are here in the South. In addition to that, pets are a big deal, which is why we're seeing so many builders offering fences, right?
Well, that's part of the concession.
Yeah. Out there. So pets are also a big norm in the new construction market. Now, the top 10 states for new construction, guess where we come in? Number 4. Yeah, number 4. Georgia is a great place. So, like if you're a realtor and you're not a real estate professional that is not competent in new construction, you're missing out on a big piece of the market. It's a really big deal out there. So, as far as for buyers, for new construction buyers, you can see that the percentage of buyers that are only interested in new construction is improving. It's increasing right now. 42% of buyers are only interested in new construction. And I know that for a lot of realtors that they're not realizing that. And like there's a disconnect out there. Now, there are, 36% are more interested in new construction, are willing to consider existing homes out there. And now 13% are interested in existing, willing to consider new construction. Overall, 78% of our buyers right now prefer new construction, and about a quarter, 25% roughly, prefer existing. And this has been that's a big trend. That's a big shift in preference.
And I do feel like this is partially due to during uptick in the market that a lot of seller was unwilling to fix their existing home, and therefore, I think there's some bad publicity about buyer remorse and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is what led some of the new, popularity in new construction.
Yeah, but like where do our buyers want to buy? They want to buy like standing inventory is a big place. And so for us representing a buyer that's looking to buy a completed home, like that's where the biggest piece is. 70% of the folks who actually that were successful in buying a home bought a home that was standing inventory for the builders out there. And that's also, by the way, if you're dealing with builders, standing inventory is where the best deals are out there. If it's already finished, they're going to work a deal with you on that thing. So it's a great place for us to be also. Now, why are existing home buyers for home buyers right now that didn't initially consider new construction, why not? And so it comes down to availability of new construction homes and being advertised about and being told about new construction homes, and just like the biggest one is finding them. And there's two issues that we need to look at. One is a lot of the builders don't list their properties everywhere. They like the new construction builders, and I understand partly, they it's much easier for them if they don't have another agent involved. So a lot of times they're not advertising their properties, and some will throw it on Zillow or Redfin, that kind of stuff. But a lot of times they're not putting it in the MLS. So we have a lot of buyers that aren't realizing. So if you're wanting to work with more buyers, work with the builders and know what inventory is coming up. If you can talk about inventory that's out there, that's a big deal for new construction buyers out there. So make sure that and a lot of them are only putting the stuff in the MLS that's actually done. They don't put all the stuff that's coming up right now into the MLS. So be engaged with your local market. What are the top reasons why buyers are buying new construction? Number one, is move-in ready. Like they don't have to make repairs. Ming mentioned it earlier. We have so many sellers that maybe are balking on making repairs or balking on doing some little things like that. And with new construction, and I'm not saying that there aren't issues with new construction. You do still need to do a home inspection, that kind of stuff. But there's a lot less repairs needed.
I do highly recommend that you do a new construction inspection, especially if it's in pre-button up stage.
Yeah.
But once it's buttoned up, you can't really inspect the wiring or plumbing or the quality of the construction.
Yeah.
So, but there are also a couple of sentiment from the buyer where they they feel like they're a little leery about new construction because of the fact that they're too close or the style is very much alike throughout the street, and so therefore they are just a little apprehensive about that. So once again, but the main reason for new construction is so the homes is move-in ready, energy efficient, modern floor plan, home customization on some, and lower maintenance costs.
Now, what these are great talking points for you to be sharing in your database in social media, because these are the reasons why folks are buying new construction. So talk about these issues and the benefits of new construction. It will help you gain more new construction buyers out there. Now, why, at the end of the day, what was the most important characteristic of the new construction home? Price.
Yep.
Yeah, like price and air conditioning, which here in Georgia, air conditioning is not an option. In other states, maybe, but
Yes.
But down here, like if it ain't got air conditioning, you ain't selling it. Okay,
Right.
It ain't gonna happen. So was it within my budget and did it have air conditioning? Those are really the biggies out there. Still, energy efficiency, how expensive the house is, and their floor plans, a lot of the same issues that we saw previously, but still, it comes down to price. Can I afford it? And that's why the builders are building so many townhomes right now. They're building more, I guess you'd say, value conscious. We're not seeing them getting bigger and bigger. We're seeing them being a little bit smaller and trying to address the price point issue on there. In addition, like why are buyers selecting the new construction neighborhoods? Now, Ming talked about it out there briefly for a moment, but like our buyers today are looking, when it comes to neighborhood qualities, we're seeing where the builders are putting a lot more into the neighborhood. Yep. And so walkable neighborhoods, like pretty much every neighborhood that you see now, it's got sidewalks. And so walkable neighborhoods that offer a sense of community or belonging. We're seeing where a lot of the new construction neighborhoods right out of the gate, the HOAs are different. Meaning it's an HOA, but it's an HOA, and they're having barbecue cookouts, and they're having this, and they're having that. They're like
so very much a sense of community and belonging.
Close to shopping, services, or leisure activities. Like especially for our townhome neighborhoods where the builders are building townhomes. All those are close to shopping, services, and that kind of stuff. Close to family, friends, commute to work, that's just a necessity out there, or public transport. But all those, you notice a lot of those also kind of go in with the same townhome that we're seeing a lot more. If you have negative feelings about townhomes, you got to get over it, because townhomes is the starter market for where we're at now.
That's correct.
Yep. So, a lot of great information on new construction. I hope that you guys are willing to kind of throw it out there, learn, engage, really help a lot of buyers out with this. This week on Tuesday, we've got Know Who's Protected Under Fair Housing. That's going to be a virtual class by Dana. On Wednesday, we have remodels, rehabs, and new construction. That's going to be in person in our McDonough office. Also on Wednesday, I'm teaching effective negotiation. That's going to be in the North Forsyth office going on. So I hope that you guys can join us. I hope you have a wonderful week. If we can be of any kind of service, please call, text, smoke signals. We do it all.
Thank you, and happy Monday.
Peace.